Hello everybody, this is Backblast. This is a new game called Ostriv. Yep. Uh, yeah, Ostriv. Yeah. I'll put a little link in the description. It's a kind of city building game in the vein of very much along the lines of Banished. Yeah, that sort of thing. It's like a kind of medieval city builder, and it's from what I've seen of it, and I've played about half an hour. It looks really good, and it's got one of my favourite things in games, which I've only seen in one other game. I'm sure that if you've seen it in other games, you'll let me know. I'll point it out when I can get to it. But the first thing is let's have a quick look round. So obviously we've got a beautiful landscape here, and it looks nice. I mean, there's one guy making this, and he's doing a good job of it. He's recently gone full time on it, so that he can do things a bit quicker and get close to his goal, which obviously is releasing the game. But it is very much in the alpha stages at the moment. So obviously things will change. I mean, some of the animations are okay. You'll notice they're not as smooth as they could be and things like that. But you know, there's placeholder graphics, placeholder animations, all sorts of things. So it will get better. It'll look better. It'll develop. I've seen the roadmap for this, so he's got an awful lot that he wants to put into the game that isn't in at the moment. Even things like having crime and things like that, where people are probably, I don't know, stealing things, but there's punishment as well for the crime. So things like that aren't in other city builder games, which is very interesting. Well, when I say that, obviously they've been in some city builder games, but this seems to be collating an awful lot of the things together. So let's get on with it. So the first thing is, as with any starting civilization, you always start off at a place where you haven't got much. So we need to actually get some proper winter housing for these guys, because they can't sleep in the tents, and it's saying build forestry for wood production. So we need forestry anyway. So what have we got? Let's have a look. We've got at the top some controls for the speed. We've got the date and the year. We've got a thing telling us how many jobs there are and how many people, and there's a mitigation status as well there, which says that the water supply is poor, no market, no housing, no jobs. So those are the things that we need to work on. I'm not going to bother too much about these. It tells you how many of each we've got, and it tells you employment. I'm not going to be bothered about those too much either in this playthrough that we're going to do. And what else have we got here? This is the money and things like how much water, how much wood, thatch, iron and nails. And again, I won't be too bothered about that. We're going to just play the game and not worry too much, because it's in early alpha, and it is very early alpha. I'm not going to be playing for too long, is what I'm saying. I'm going to maybe do 3, 4, 5 videos just to show you the gameplay, show you what it looks like, give you an idea of the game and what it's all about. And hopefully when there's a few more added bits or big updates, I'll come back to it and we'll do another little series on it. It was quite nice, framed through the trees there. Look at that, that's pretty. We've got a little map. This is where we are on the map. We've got a world map, which doesn't seem to change. There are 3 maps you can choose from when you start the game, but they all seem to be in the same place on the world map, I think. So, but I think you're going to be able to trade with these other places as well. I don't know what that is. Main menu, we don't want that. These are the houses you can build. So there's religion, work in progress, health, work in progress, education, work in progress. So you can see they're on the way. We've got some trees and various other benches and things like that you can put in. Government building, which is a town hall. Trade and transport, we'll be using some of those. This is the main one, lots of production. Water well, which obviously you need water wells around the place so that people can get water and put fires out, I imagine. I don't know if that's in the game yet, but let's get, as a start, our forestry. Okay, so when you come to place building, obviously if I put it over something that it doesn't like, it gets a yellow box underneath it. The other thing is they usually have an entrance and exit on these things. So it's pretty good to put the entrance and exit either facing towards what it is you're doing, like we're digging trees up, we're chopping trees down, or put it towards like the central marketplace or whatever. It might be with this that we're going to be using both sides, so they'll be coming out and going that way, or coming out and going that way. So we're going to do that. Now then, when it comes to building, let's just start the game off so people are wondering about. It automatically assigns labourers. So these are guys that will come along, they'll get what existing wood there is, and they will build it. No problem. Once the place is built, they will disappear and go off and build, you know, whatever else needs building, a house, a market, whatever. But we don't really assign them. I can put more people on if I want, but they don't work in the building when it's finished. The workers work in the building. Okay, so I can actually click these boxes when the building is built, and they will come and do the wood cutting. So we're going to be doing that once this building's built. There is, as I said, some of the animation's a bit wonky, but it's not actually that bad as it stands. You know, there's a little bit of the strange walking. You know, they sort of physically walk at a different speed that they move at, like they're sliding along the floor a little bit, which is odd, but it looks pretty good, and the guys carrying the logs about is fantastic. When you see that for the first time, it's like, whoa, I've never seen that before. Yeah, so these guys just coming along, and from the top it tells you what you need for your buildings, which is quite interesting. So it says you need this amount of wood and this amount of nails before we can do this bit of work. Yeah, and then we're going to need a bit more wood and a few more nails before we can do this bit of work. And then more wood, more nails, and there's no more work to do. Why am I bringing more wood and more nails? There should be a little bit of work at the end, shouldn't there? You would have thought, wouldn't you? Anyway, the guys are there, they're doing alright, they're sliding about the floor quite nicely. Now, as with most of these type of games, you're going to need a variety of buildings to keep things running. So the other thing we're going to need is obviously wood and nails to build the basic buildings. So we've already got, well, this will be the wood place. So the nail place is a smithy. There you go. Makes nails. So should we pop the smithy in down here maybe? Now I'm not that bothered about whether all these buildings are lined up properly or not. This is medieval times, you know, so I'm just going to pop it close to the forestry place. So they'll be building that, and then they'll build that. The other thing I'm going to build straight off is a clay pit. Now a clay pit is used for making bricks and things, and it's an instant build. They don't come and dig it or put a fence up round, which is odd. And why is the gate down at that end? Can I cancel that? How do I delete that? I don't know how to delete things. I've not worked that out. I've not played it long enough to be able to delete things. What? How do I get rid of that? There's a gate at the end, look. I didn't want that. Oh, that's a bag of pants. So they'll be coming in and out there. You know what I said about turning it round so that you can face the right way? Oh, that's a disaster. Why have you done that, Mr. Backblast? That's appalling. Right, is there something I've got on here? Is there like a tool somewhere? Can anybody see like a massive bulldozer or something that I can use to get rid of buildings? No, I don't think so. Unless there's like a special key or a tooltip. Is there a tooltip? You hover over it? Nope. Production. Place for digging clay, brilliant. Yep. I can't right click it. I can left click it and it's not giving me anything. I can't right click that. Never mind, there's no well, it's built now, it's there. That's our difficult accessible clay pit. But there you go. It doesn't need to be down by the water, by the way. I just put it down there because it was in line with the other buildings. So the guys are coming along with this. How are we doing, chaps? We're almost at the stage where we're going to build the first section. We've got some workers and some labourers. So the labourers are bringing stuff. The workers are actually starting to build. But remember, they won't stay in the building once it's finished. We need to assign workers to it once it's finished. So let's just speed time up a little bit. There, yeah. putting the foundations down. And we're building up now. Building upwards, upwards, upwards. It's pretty, isn't it? It's doing a good job. I mean, the people walk through each other and walk through walls a little bit, but you know, it's pretty. I mean, where did they get those from? Look, they're just picking them up out of the ground. There's no wood there or anything. There's a plank. What? Yeah. Nice. Look at that. Good stuff. They're doing a good job, these guys. Doing a good job. So the camera works as you'd expect with these sort of things. Middle mouse, you click that and it can rotate and up and down, usual sort of things, and then forward and back and left and right, and you can use the wheel to zoom in and out, and there you go. That little tring tells me that something's been built, and it's this fella here. So now this has been built, it tells me production limits, and I can now boom pop 2 workers in like that. So people will come over and say, hey, I want to work here. Thank you. What's hire options? I've never seen this before. Hire men, hire women. I'm not bothered about hiring men or women either, but I can't click the women for some reason. Okay, maybe the animations aren't. What? It's got a demolish option. Oh, you're kidding me. There's no demolish option on that. Okay, right. That's pants. But somebody's been down, look, and it's got some clay. So that's alright. We did get 2 guys. I've asked for 2 guys, but there's no faces in there yet, so I don't know whether there are people assigned. Why are the people sat down, you know, when I've asked for people to come and work here? It's a bit suspect, isn't it? What's the clay doing there? Which building's this? The smithy? Why do you want clay? Oh, you need clay, do you? You need clay. Why is the work not at the bottom? Why doesn't it go wood, nail, clay, and then the work at the bottom? That's a bit odd. But there you go. You know, we're going. We're doing. All right. We've got somewhere to cut down this wood. Nails, clay. The other thing we're going to need is a thatcher, because a thatcher will build. Well, he'll make thatch for roofs. Now, I don't think that we have got any hay to make thatch with. So we can't quite do that yet. So let's build some houses. Now the thing is, there's all these little tents here. So as I build a house, the family will move out of their tent and into the house. Now that will mean that I will need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 houses. Okay. And what I'm going to do is we're going to just let's rotate it a little. So it's like this, and we're going to have them facing in towards the centre of the village, I think. And now it does something interesting here. So where the previous building is, if I put it next to the edge, it sort of attaches to the edge of that building, so you get like a row of buildings. Now I can, if I rotate it, so that's connected by the front corner, you see it? Yeah, and that's connected by both corners. Do I want to leave a little gap in between so people can walk down to the shore there? I think so. I think so. In this instance, I think we do. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to pop another one in here, maybe. Now this one, unfortunately, has got it's got trees in the way. I'm not going to put it there. We're going to maybe do. I know what we're going to do. We're going to build like this, and we're going to pop one in there, and we're going to pop one in behind this one, I think. So where was that one? Let's just rotate you around. Boop, boop, boop. So basically, we've got a street sort of thing going down here. There's 4 houses there, I think. Was that 4? Let's put some more in here. Some more in this way. So like boom. I'm going to pop you right alongside your neighbour. Give him a decent garden. 2. Let's leave a gap on these 2. 3. And then finally, Esther, let's do that. Go. Right, well, we've built a load there, haven't we? So let's just speed time up a little bit. So it says build houses for all the families in the camp, it says there. And what up here was my Migration status. That's it's not mitigation. It's migration status. And it says there's jobs available, which is good. Open vacancies, loads and loads. There's 5 people looking for jobs, which is interesting. But there are jobs available, it says. No housing, no market. Water supply is sufficient now, apparently. It wasn't before, but it is now. Is that because they've just stopped working and decided that they're going to pump water instead? So they've got halfway through the smithy and decided to stop, which is a bit pants, isn't it? Can we pause these, please? Because I don't want you building these and using up all the nails. Alright, so let's just pause all these, because what they'll do is they will, yeah, I know I've not paused that one properly. What they'll do is they'll use some nails to start building this, and then some nails to start building this house, and then some nails to start building this house, and not have enough to finish the smithy, which is the place that makes nails. So let's just build that first. Good, that's built. Right, let's pop one guy in there. Did we manage to get 2? Yeah, there's 2 guys there. That's good. So we should now be getting wood. We should now be getting nails. We can now unpause these. Let's continue. And I'm quite happy for them to build all of these. I'm not bothered in which order they build them. You've just paused that again, haven't you? Why don't you read it before you click it, you fool? There we are. There we are. There we are. Right. So already we're starting to see one of the things that I mentioned earlier, which is one of my favourite things in games, and it's what's known as lines of desire, or desire lines, where, you know, if people take shortcuts across grass, I struggle with that. People take shortcuts across grass, eventually you get a line worn in the grass like that. So I remember seeing this on one of the early Settlers games, which isn't quite the same sort of game as this, but it's not far off, and it's something that I've always liked in these sort of games. So you get something like Banished, which is a fairly modern game, and it's not in there, and I just think, why would you not have something like this? And it'd be nice if, I don't know how it's going to quite work, but obviously they're creating a path because they're wandering backwards and forwards. I think, so I mentioned that once the house gets built here, the tent that family lived in disappears. So I think that once the tent disappears and they're not using that path anymore, I think it regrows the grass eventually, which is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And look, there's a new one going to and from the house. See, there's one going all the way around the front of this clay pit, and you're starting to get them around here a little bit, so that's good, and we like that. So the centre's going to be fairly busy. Now it'd be nice if later on, when you get some brick or stone, that you had the option of upgrading these roads, or maybe they upgraded on their own when people sort of said, oh, there's enough stone, I'm going to upgrade this path. Maybe you can just assign someone to maybe, I don't know, like a council worker, someone who repairs roads, builds roads, maybe looks after the lighting, or, you know, someone that you can assign to a set of jobs. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? I don't know if it's coming in this game, I don't know, it's just my ideas, but it'd be great to just sort of say, right, you 3 are council workers, and it's your job to look after plants, you know, beautification around the town centre, lighting around the town centre, and roadways or something, and they just go round and fix things. That'd be great. Don't know if it's in the game, but it'd be great. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there. As you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of a community going. We've got some permanent houses, we've got wood, we've got this now. We're going to need to get maybe some food going soon. So in the next video we'll take a look at farming, I think, and possibly fishing as well. So those will be the focuses in the next video. I hope you've liked what you've seen so far. I think it's a brilliant looking game. I think it shows a lot of promise. It's called Ostriv. I will put something in the below bit so you can at least find out where it is, and find a link to the website. It's not on Steam just yet, but again, It is coming to Steam at some point. It's in the roadmap of where he wants to go with the game. So I'll put you a link to the website. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope to see you again. My name's Backblast. I'll see you next time.